what is edible landscaping?
Edible landscaping is creating an area in the garden that 12 months of the year provides you with food. Yes. So you might have blueberries at one time of the year, you might have raspberries at another time of the year, you might have pumpkins, you might have watermelons, you might have just different foods all growing at different times of the year. An edible landscape means that it never stops producing food for you. We have an edible landscape. We have a 12-month harvest. Harvesting never stops, never stops. And
Mm.
it's a joy. At the moment, I have 47 Kent pumpkins, this big.
Whoa.
Yes.
Yes, because I was reading something about everything in your garden grows quite large, and there was a story about your mum, and you were putting some veggies in
Oh,
for your mum, and your mum said, and I would like one onion as well.
no, she said I'd like a kilo of
A
onions. So
kilo of onions, that's it.
because
Yep.
one onion weighed 995 grams.
Nearly a kilo, one
Yeah,
onion. Yeah, I love that story. And just her face when you gave her the onion that big.
that was my husband's joke.
Yeah. So is this because the way that you grow things and it allows them to become so big?
Oh no, that comes from having the rain at the right time of the year. If the
Mm,
rain comes at the right time of the year, your vegetables will be sizable and full of nutrition. But if the
mm,
rain comes at different times of the year, they might be soggy and rather flavorless.
mm.
So
And
everything you grow is determined by the weather. That's why climate change is such a danger to how people are going to eat in the years to come.
mm, and that's something that you're really aware of is the weather day to day because
Mm, mm.
you've got your garden in mind.
And the thing is that Paul and I, as you're aware, but the viewers may not be aware, but Paul and I were both working full time in a healing clinic as well as having our edible landscape. And everybody says to us, "Oh, I couldn't possibly do that. I go to work. I couldn't possibly do that. I have two children. I couldn't possibly do that." And I just see that as a cop out.
An excuse.
Yes, it is. It is. It's the excuse because you can have on your balcony if you're in a retirement village, if you're in a living in a single woman living in a villa with only a little balcony or a square thing, you can still have a pot that's got parsley and chives, shallots. It's got tarragon in it. You might have a pot of turmeric. You might have a pot of ginger. You can have all those on your balcony.
Mm. And what do you think about genetically modified?
Oh,
Yeah. Because, if you get apples now from the shop, I heard that they've been gassed and sometimes you're
yes, I
eating an
have.
apple
Yes, I
that's
have.
been like in the
Most
freezer for
most
a year.
apples that you get have been in storage for 2 years.
2 years, there you go. You think, oh, that's pretty gross. Like, yeah, it just it really grosses me out. And I think what a wonderful way to be because nothing tastes better than something you've grown yourself. It's got better
I
flavor.
mean, I have a very on my back veranda. I have a very large refrigerator, and it's just there to service the apple and pear harvest. Yes.
Mm.
And what you do with if you're growing your fruit, you don't have all your fruit come at the same time. You get varieties that come at different times of the year. And you don't grow full trees, not if you're living in an urban situation, and
Mm.
not if you're doing it commercial, grow a big tree. But today, with our technology, we can have dwarf trees. A dwarf apple tree will give you 150 apples. A full grown tree will give you 600. What are
Mm.
you going to do with 600 apples, right?
Yeah, it's a lot of
Anyway,
apples.
so we can have lots of different varieties. At the moment, we've just harvested the Granny Smith apples. They've come in. And the Golden Delicious came in about 3 months ago. Now, because they're ours, and we take them in, we have aerated baskets. They sit in the fridge with aerated baskets. In those baskets, it keeps the moisture going around them. We can store the apples for 6 to 8 months in our refrigerators. The only thing that will happen to them in about a 6-8 month is you might get a wrinkly skin. Peel that off, and the apple is still good, because apples are known for keeping naturally in a cool climate.
And how can someone, let's talk about what people can do to help them out. How can someone turn their front yard into an edible landscape without losing the aesthetics of their front yard, their
Oh,
garden?
beautiful,
It's
beautiful,
possible?
beautiful.
Okay.
I like well, if they want a garden that everybody walks past at the street and
Mm.
says, isn't that beautiful? Well, just think of this. In Peru, and I've got it, but in Peru, they have the passion fruit marigold. And those leaves smell like passion fruits. They taste like passion fruits. They put passion fruit flavor into tea, into drinks, into cakes, into desserts. And I grow a hedge of them. They're covered in bright, bright, bright yellow flowers, and they grow approximately 1.8 meters high into a dense hedge. You can clip them if you want.
Mhm.
But as people walk past, the perfume is
Mm.
sensational.
Mm.
So that faces the street to give you privacy, right? Underneath that, you can start putting your hyacinths. You can put your marigolds popping up. You can put coriander. Coriander hates the sun. Hates the sun. It grows naturally in a jungle, not in the sun. So put it underneath all these bushes, and you will have coriander every day of the year, and it will be fresh. Put it in a sunny garden, it will go to seed and be dead within weeks. So that's something for everybody.
Yeah,
Um, Everybody keeps asking me, how do I grow coriander? I can't grow it. It just dies. That's why. Anyway,
that's why.
so you've got the passion fruit hedge, and
Hmm.
it's gorgeous. Everybody, all the school children will want to touch it. Everybody wants to smell it. People walking past and the breeze is blowing go, oh, what's that aroma? It smells like a fresh passion fruit ice cream, you know?
Mm.
Anyway, so as you go through, there are some beautiful, beautiful plants. You can have a hedge of mixed lavenders. You can have pink and dark purple and mauve, and they can all be. All of those lavenders can be used for cooking. They can be used for medicine. They can be used for flower arrangements. Underneath the lavenders, because lavenders like dry soil, underneath there you can start planting different kinds of bulb plants. So you're starting to get an edible landscape. As a featured tree, you could have a dwarf mandarin. Another one, it stays green all year round. And then over in the other corners, you could have a tangelo or a lemon, a Maya lemon, and they stay nice and green underneath those. And beautiful feature plant, you could have. Oh, I've just trimmed mine today. You can have a pineapple sage, and if you have never tasted pineapple sage, you have never lived.
Okay.
It is divine, absolutely
Really?
divine,
Wow.
beautiful in drinks and teas and everything. And so it is golden yellow with tall red, deep red burgundy feather-like flowers.
That's
Absolutely
pretty.
gorgeous. So
Mm.
stunningly beautiful,
Mm.
stunningly beautiful. You can have the most beautiful garden um, in the street, and it's all functional, all
Mm.
functional.
Mm. I
Yes.
love this. It's such a way to live. It's really so beneficial. So, how do you approach teaching children or families about the concepts, these concepts through Earthkeepers?
Well, at the property we have open days throughout the year, but Steiner schools. Do you know Steiner schools?
Yes, we have one in Adelaide that I'm aware of.
Righto, the Steiner school children come from all over New South Wales and Victoria to come here. And we usually host about 40 of them at a time with the parents. We have a big function room, so it allows us to sit there. The last group of children I had, because I grow wild strawberries from all corners of the world, and we had children there that didn't like strawberries. So I said to them, I said, rightio. I said, I'm going to test you now. And I took the white strawberry from France. Now, the strawberry we eat today is man-made. The strawberry that you get at the supermarket. There was no such strawberry like that in hundreds of years. The
Okay.
Dutch India Company took the dark red strawberry from the Black Forest in Germany, which is all pulp, but it's got a bright red skin. And they took the vanilla flavored one from the hills of Lyon in France, which has got a vanilla flavor, and they bred them together. They bred them
All
together.
right.
And that produced the first strawberry.
Mm.
And then that they built on that and built on that and built on that. So now you've got people saying, I only like this one. I only like that one. Well, I don't grow those strawberries. I grow all the wild strawberries from all over the world. The three nicest would be the French white vanilla. It's a white strawberry. And then the one from a sweet one from Germany, up near the Austrian border. And then you've got one from the UK, which is absolutely divine. Yeah, and you can grow those. And when you grow strawberries, wild strawberries, they're a small strawberry. They're not very big. They're most probably as big as the fingernail on the second last finger on your hand. That's how big they grow. But they pack a punch. They've got flavour.
What do you think about growing strawberries up in a pipe with all holes in it, up off the ground?
Well, you can do that if you want.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
I have a tendency to have strawberries as ground covers to keep the moisture in the ground.
So it's better to do it that way. Yeah.
You can grow strawberries.
Yeah.
These are wild strawberries, or all strawberries like dappled light. So you can grow them under that marigold bush. You can grow them around the lavenders. You can grow them, yeah.
Okay, so better to have dappled light. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. What is the philosophy around Earthkeepers? I know one of them was work smarter, not harder.
Yeah, that's one of our rules that we live by.
Rules, yeah.
The other one is before you take an action or make a decision, you have 3 reasons for doing so. Yeah.
Yes. And the philosophy around it is to teach people how to live this way
Yes.
for the betterment
Yes.
of humanity,
Yes.
really.
Like our car never goes out the gate without having 3 reasons to go. It's got to have 3
Okay.
reasons to go out the gate.
Right.
Nothing in our life is applied without 3 reasons to do it. So that makes you organized. It saves you time and it saves you money and it saves you wear and tear on whatever you're doing. That's what it does. Yes. So we
Okay, I
have
like
3
that.
reasons to do it.
So,
All the rooms in our house, because we were destroyed by bushfire and we had to
yes,
rebuild.
in
Now, every
2000,
room in the house has got 3 reasons. It's got 3 functions in every room.
and this is when you rebuilt, you made sure that it had
Oh,
three.
no, all our houses have always had 3
Oh,
reasons for every room. Every
right.
room has to have 3 functions.
Yeah.
Because if you take a house out there and say it's $800,000 and it's got a dining room, and it's got 4 bedrooms, and it's got a lounge room, it's got a family room and a kitchen, a laundry, that kind of thing, then you divide it in those rooms into the 800,000. So they all become what, $150,000 each or something. And you've got a dining room that just sits there, never gets used, only gets used twice a year. It's $150,000 going to waste. So what do? We have multifunctions in all of our rooms, multifunctions.
That's very clever too. And when the bushfires was it November 2019?
December 2019.
December. Yeah, and most of your property got burnt.
100%.
Oh, 100%. I don't know where I got that from. 100% got burnt.
Yep.
Gee, but now you have managed to, because you also provide veggies and that to the homeless and to the
Yeah,
Anglican.
that's
And
right.
yeah, and so you've managed to now, and eggs as well, 60
Yeah,
to
we
80
do.
eggs a week, was it?
80 eggs go to the homeless, yeah.
Go to the homeless. So
They
you're
go
able,
to they go to Anglicare, who provides breakfast for the homeless, and we supply the eggs, and we supply leaf vegetables and fruit, and yeah.
So rewarding. And so you've managed to grow, reestablish your gardens and everything to be able to do that again, which must be such a delight and
Well,
hard work.
after the fire, Paul and I got onto the property weeks after the fire. With the help of family and friends, we cleaned off one of the concrete blocks of one of the sheds. We put a shed up there. Paul lined it, put a shower recess in it, put a kitchen that I bought for $1 from YouTube, from online. Anyway, so we made it livable for us to live in while we were designing the house and doing all that. But what we did is we started cleaning off the land, and Paul built a chicken pen. And then while he was building the chicken pen, I was building all the vegetable gardens, and then one of the charities came up and said to me, "We've been talking to the nurseries, and the nursery said that if you come down on a Sunday morning and teach all their customers from 8:30 till 10 o'clock, then they'll pay you in fruit trees." So I went round and I got paid in all the berries and the fruit trees and the yeah.
And so how is the garden looking now, these years later? 5 years
Um,
or so?
Functioning.
Functioning, back
Yep.
to normal.
Oh yes, the bananas were the first to come back to life. Yes, and within a year of the bananas coming back to life, we got something like about 7 hands of bananas off them.
Yeah. So because the fire with does that nourish the soil at all?
Well, for bananas, that's what they do. They burn
I
it
do
all
like
down,
that.
so it just naturally came back.
Mm.
No, we only had we had a big feijoa hedge, and only 3 of those survived.
Mm.
Um, we only had one hazelnut plant survive out of 8. Every pomegranate survived, every one of them, even the rare white pomegranate from Malaysia. That's a very hard one to find. It's white.
Wow.
Um, oh, I know what I got excited about. The
Yeah.
cherry guava. Both the cherry guavas came back to life, and because underground they had big roots because they'd been mature plants, all of these plants that did come back to life came back to life at 100 miles an hour. They really came back to life.
Incredible. Incredible.
Big ones, yeah.
That would have been
And
fascinating.
the most exciting plant that came back to life that got Paul and I jumping around was the passion fruit marigold. Because,
Oh, yes.
oh, yum.
Yes, the big hedge.
And then the next plant that came back to life after that was the pineapple sage, then the fruit salad sage, then the fruticane sage. Yes.
That's so good. It's so good that it just didn't completely die and then it did come back. That's really amazing.
But we only had, for all the varieties we had, if we had 10 of one thing, we only got one of them come back to life. Yes.
Hmm.
But still, it was something.
Still, it was something. So, what's the best way to store veggies and fruits?
Oh,
Big
I could be
question.
here. I could be here for 3 hours.
Oh, all right. Well,
Um, like for instance, if you go to a market and you buy some cheap onions, then go home and peel your onions, put them in your whiz, chop them up into big chunks or little chunks, whatever you want. Put some alfoil on a tray, sprinkle the onions over the top, open freeze them, and then when they're frozen, bring them out and put them into bags. And what I do is I put a small freezer bag inside a cup, put the onions in there to measure a cup, which is approximately 1 onion chopped. And then you just tie that up and you've got all your onions already frozen. Yeah.
what a great idea.
So that's that, if you want to do that. If you want to uh, if you want to open freeze blueberries or raspberries, any of those, once again, it's putting all the fruit on a piece of alfoil on a tray, on a biscuit slice tray, in the freezer. Soon as it's crisp, put it in a bag. Yeah.
Mm. I'm going to interject with a funny personal story.
Go on.
I was on a bit of a health campaign. I was into medical medium Anthony Williams, and he was talking about drinking wild blueberries, and from memory now, they come from Canada. And so you could only buy them frozen. So I was buying them and they were quite expensive. And I thought, I'm going to grow these myself. So what I did is I got the frozen blueberry and I got the seeds out of it on a little paper towel. And then I bought these little pots and put them on the window ledge. I didn't know what I was doing. I just thought this might do it. And planted them and had a few pots. And I planted, like I squeezed out a lot of seeds, which I thought were seeds.
Mhm.
And one started to grow. And I thought, my goodness, I've done it. I'm growing a blueberry bush here. And anyway, it turns out to be there must have been a eucalyptus tree seed in the soil, and I was growing a eucalyptus tree. We didn't realize till it got old enough for us to sort of smell it. And go so, yeah, I'm not.
Also, to this is what people miss. Our bodies acclimatise to where we live on a day-to-day basis.
Mm.
We acclimatise ourselves to the atmosphere and to all the environment in which we live. And we should only be eating food that is acclimatized to us in the climate in which we live. So taking Canadian blueberries that don't belong in this country, when you live in a hot climate, your body's not suited to that. It's just like the Germans shouldn't be eating bananas every day of the week. They wonder why they got a leading country in irritable bowel syndrome, because they're eating bananas, which is foreign to their diet and foreign to their climate. So you have to eat within. This is another thing that we teach people, to eat within their region, not within your town, but within your region. So
Mm.
you look at your region. Here where I am, we have a hot part of the region and a cold part of the region. So at the colder part of the region, we have beautiful wine. And at the hotter part, we have lovely olives. And then at the warm, just lukewarm, this is all growing for the markets. Yes. So
Mm.
you look around and you eat regionally and seasonally. Now that does a lot of things. It matches your health needs, right? Because you're acclimatized to where you are.
Mm.
So it balances that out, but it also cuts down the carbon footprint of people consuming everything in a supermarket that shouldn't be consumed. Yes.
Mm. Another amazing, very good piece of advice. Honestly, you're just a wealth of knowledge, Judith. I'm just always gobsmacked about how much knowledge you have and how it's even affecting me personally in my life. And I can only imagine the viewers watching how helpful you are for them as well. It's getting on now to we're sort of getting to the end of the time. I have
Yes.
lots of questions still here to ask, but maybe we can do a part two of sustainable living if you're happy to.
Yes.
I still want to ask you questions about, oh gee, what have I got here for the next show? What's intercropping? What is natural pest management?
Well, we can quickly do intercropping.
All right, let's do that.
Intercropping is working with plants that help plants, and we've given an example of that. We've given an example of the corn being there. Let's give an example of intercropping with broccoli. Broccoli is a tall plant. Broccoli, once you cut the heart, the floweret out of the top of the broccoli, what you do is you feed it with liquid fertilizer. Just once, a good dose of liquid fertilizer. You make sure you water it regularly, and it will shoot broccoli from each of its stems. Broccoli will stay in your garden for up to 18 months producing food, right?
Oh, that's a long time.
Most people don't realize that. All
Mm.
plants have a history, a long time. Anyway, so once your broccoli's there, that's your tree. And so you start looking at things. So you get basil plants and you plant your basil underneath the broccoli. So as it's growing up, and you get cold winds or heavy rain, it doesn't get damaged. Underneath the broccoli there, you've got lettuce in there, you've got beetroots going in there, you've got silver beet going in there, you've got little clump spinaches going in there. Yeah, and that's intercropping.
That's
That's
intercropping.
creating a forest.
Creating forest. All right. Well, thank you again, like for your time. I'll just talk about your book. If people would like to buy the companion gardening book, it's on Judith's website, www.earthkeepers.com.au. And then you might down the track do private consultation. If somebody's
Yes,
in
yes,
New South Wales and they want to contact you, I'll
yes,
put
yes.
your well, they can contact you through
That's
Earthkeepers.
right. They can contact me
Yep,
through.
and go from there. And you have a Facebook page too, is that correct?
Yes, we do. We do.
Yes, you
Yes,
do. So
Earth
they could
Keepers. Yeah.
find you on Facebook, and it's Earthkeepers as well on
Yes,
Facebook,
yes,
just to
yes,
be
yes.
sure. Yep. All right. So that's good. And the book, it's only $25, something like that. It's very affordable and it's a lovely presented book and a wealth of knowledge, as you've heard
Mm.
from Judith, the author herself, and got diagrams in it and everything. And I think it's a
And
must-have
you
for
forgot to
everyone.
mention one thing. I wrote that book over 30 years
Oh,
ago,
you did,
and
yes.
it's been selling every day for 30 years.
Every day for 30 years.
Yep, every day for 30 years. The
It's a
publishers call it an institution.
Yeah, I can see why. Well, thank you again for your time. And if anybody has any questions, please maybe put it in the comments down below, and I can include that in the next interview with Judith. Yeah. All right. Thank you, Judith, for your time. I'm just so delighted. I can't express actually how happy I am to be chatting with you. So,
That's all right.
yes. All right. Thank you again. And everybody, thank you for watching another episode of Breadcrumbs to Blueprints with Judith Collins. See you
Thank
next time.
you.